What's up, LA Live Gang? This is your boy AC. And I'm back with another edition of LA Sports Live. We got some breaking news. You guys see the thumbnail. You guys see the thumbnail. You see the title. Salute to everybody in the chat. Um, this is something that we all kind of figured, or at least I figured that was going to happen. In case you guys didn't hear, Brittney Griner, she did have her trial this morning in Russia, the drug charges, and she was sentenced to 9 years. I think um, I forgot what I read, man, but she got pretty much close to the maximum sentence, for that charge in Russia. Almost got that max. And so look, I don't think she's going to be coming back home anytime soon. Um, recently I've heard of as of late recently there've been talks possibly doing a prisoner swap or whatever to possibly get her back. Excuse me, but that guy, there were a couple of people who I heard mentioned as possible. People that Russia requested in exchange for Brittney Griner. Those are like former diplomats, and you know, I, I don't look. I don't want the Russians coming after me, so I don't want to say the wrong thing. But these are kind of like bad dudes. Okay, that's the only thing I can say. Their level of crimes that they're accused of and being held for are nowhere near on the same level um, as Brittney Griner. So I don't see, I don't see a prisoner swap happening in this case anytime soon. What's up, brother?
What's up, man? What's good? What's good? Salute to you.
What's up, man? I was just saying, look, I think this might be a stalemate for a while. I don't think there's going to be any prisoner swap anytime soon because Russia's pretty much playing hardball as far as when you look at the level of people that they're requesting back in exchange for Brittney Griner. It's not even on the same level, not even close.
Yeah, man. It's a bunch of games and BS, and that's why I believe that's why they gave her maxed her out like that. Well, 9.5 out of 10, to try to say that she's on the level of those guys that they're requesting back. I know one of the guys I saw like a couple weeks ago. It was like I guess a terrorist, but he's like a arm like a smuggler, weapon smuggler or something. So that's just wild, bro.
Yeah, and I think I saw the other day on the news. I think it was his lawyer, and of course his lawyer was saying, "Oh, it's a no." That his lawyer was saying that that would be even exchange, and everybody's like, "Bro, it's not even close. Brittany is just a basketball player."
Right, right. I will say this though. In order for any, this is kind of. I know you said a stalemate, but this is kind of some progress because, in order for them to truly, you know, agree to a deal, a swap or whatever, she had to be sentenced first. So,
Right.
this is
Okay.
something. So it's not like the 9.5 years is for sure. It's just it's just part of the game, part of the process or whatever. So now I guess that she's sentenced, they can truly go ahead and try to figure something out in regards to a swap because it's kind of like you got all those things in the basketball world. You got to have this done first before you can truly get this done. Like Kyrie had to opt in before we could talk about a trade. It's kind of the same situation. She had to be sentenced, and now we can talk about a trade. And it's sad that we got to put it like that, but that's what this is. It's a game. They're literally about to negotiate a trade.
Yeah, it's you know what, you're right. I forgot about that part. So maybe they will be moving towards some kind of resolution. But the thing about it is, like I just said, man, if you look at it from a trade standpoint, it really is a mismatch. type thing, and there's really no motivation for the U.S. to well, I would say there's really no motivation for Biden to agree to anything like this because not even close to level of prisoner, other than for the optics of it. Because
Yeah, yeah,
yeah, that's I mean that's just what I think because it's the under normal circumstances, no way they would let that guy out with all the
right,
stuff he's charged with.
right. Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, we'll see. We'll see what Biden does. I mean, he does have to be. I'll say this now. I will say this: Biden does have to be reelected, right? And Brittney Griner is African American, and she is part of the gay community or whatever. So those are a lot of votes, and if you don't do something, are you putting yourself in a situation to lose those votes? So we all know it's politics, and we all know that they make moves based on remaining in office. So we'll see. Those are two big you know big big votes, voting groups that you don't want to lose. So
Yeah,
keep that in mind.
and those voting groups are expanding and
Exactly.
becoming more powerful. So yeah, this definitely just like anything else, definitely all kind of politics involved in it, and I do know. I mean, I did do a little bit of research, and I think the U.S. kind of knew something like this might happen. Right before the war jumped off.
Hmm.
I read that they were telling a lot of high profile Americans to like steer clear of Russia, or if they could get out. The embassy was telling the any high profile Americans that were in Russia to like hey, you might want to
Get out. Yeah, get out of here.
yeah you might want to
Yeah,
bounce.
yeah.
So I mean,
That is
I don't
true. I
know,
saw it.
I don't know when she got picked up. I don't know if she was trying to leave or what,
Yeah,
but
that's what I was confused. I was confused about that because when I first saw the story, now it happened. Remember this? She got arrested in what, January, right? And it kind of broke whenever it broke, like the day after they invaded, Ukraine or whatever. So my I haven't went back and looked, but I thought, back then when I looked at it, it said she was leaving. She was leaving the country with the stuff. That's what I thought I saw. So
yeah,
um maybe she was trying to get out. I don't know.
yeah, she should have left. It's not funny, not
Yeah,
funny,
yeah. It's
but
sad. It's sad, but it's I feel
yeah, the thing about it is like all she's been going back and forth over there for years, along with
right.
a lot of other professional athletes. Who the, I think it was Diana Taurasi, right?
Hmm.
She was playing in Russia, and she was the first one to get $1 million contract
Hmm.
playing overseas. So it is quite profitable for the female athletes to go over there. So in this case with Brittany, yeah, it does kind of suck that maybe she was trying to come home and then she ends up getting caught up. But
Yeah.
when you're in another country, man, and your embassy like contacts you and gives you a kind suggestion, you ought to kind of not saying that she didn't, not
Yeah.
saying that she didn't, but you got to kind of take heed to those things, man, because
Right.
once you're in another country and this happens to be a communist country, it's kind of like all bets are off, man.
Right. I see GTM was asking, he said, I don't know if you've seen it, AC, but he said, let's say Trump was reelected, put back in office, can he pick up the matter? Or does it have to be Biden? Yeah, that'll be a that'll be a win for Brittany if Trump got in there. Trump gonna give him. We already know Trump and the Russian their relationship. So that might be a W for Brittany if Trump was reelected. But I mean, hopefully it don't drag out that long. I mean,
Yeah,
hopefully you're
because
looking at a few years from that, a couple
yeah,
years.
we're talking about at least a couple of years if that's the
Yeah,
case. No, it could be done by any president.
yeah, any president, yeah. But I definitely agree. She has a better opportunity with Trump in office. Yeah, I mean, you go back, you remember Ball, Leangelo Ball, right? Um,
Yeah,
Tr-
yeah, of course, of
Trump got
course.
him out, and if Trump didn't get involved in that, Leangelo will still be in. He'll still be out there in prison, for stealing. They
Yeah,
don't play that. They don't play that out there. So
yeah. I mean, to me, the situations they kind of look similar, but like Japan wasn't at war with anybody, and then Japan wasn't at Japan wasn't at war with somebody that we're low key helping.
Right, right.
But this, so this kind of makes this situation a little bit different because I don't. I mean, I do talk politics every once in a while here, but it's like everybody knows that the underlying reasonings behind this is not because
Because of this law,
Brittany, yeah,
crime.
not because Brittany, was getting high. It's
Right, right,
because of this war and
right.
the political ties the U.S. has with Ukraine. I mean, everybody knows what that. What I mean, if you dig a little bit deeper, you'll see that this is what this really about. It has nothing to do with Brittany or basketball or the WNBA or anything. It's just po-
Yeah, it's all
political
diplomacy.
BS.
It's all
Yeah,
diplomacy.
exactly,
And
exactly.
because Brittany's been over there, like you mentioned, Tarasi, but Brittany's been over there in Russia a lot as well, and I'm sure this is not the first time that she's tried to have some cannabis vape or whatever, you know and I'm sure it was okay then, right? But you look at the time and the situation when she was arrested, Putin already knew what he was going to do. So
Right.
okay, he took that as a prime opportunity. Okay, let's snatch her up, and we're gonna use her as a bargaining chip. We're gonna make an example out of her, and we're gonna flex our muscles, and pay back whatever you want to say. All that, A, B, C, D, all of the above, right?
Yeah.
So it's sad that she's the pawn caught, in
Yeah.
the situation. But you just got to be, like you mentioned, you're on foreign soil. You got to be, you gotta you gotta
Yeah.
move there.
Yeah. You gotta move properly, and you gotta be on your p's and q's. And like I said before, especially you know when you're not in one of the allied countries, you're pretty much at their mercy.
Hmm.
And then if you get caught up in something, it's even people who are rich a lot of times, they get caught up, and they have a hard time getting out and caught up, however you want to say
Right.
it. So I don't know, man. It's kind of a tough situation for Brittany. I kind of feel bad for her.
Yeah.
And like you were saying, she probably not doing anything different than what she normally
Different.
did.
Exactly.
Maybe like a lot of them say she forgot, but I don't know the case, man. But a lot of people don't know, man, that drugs in other countries, a lot of times they looked at a lot more serious,
Hmm.
than even here.
Yeah.
And drugs and even like steroids, those are really frowned upon, like in other
Hmm.
countries. And
Right.
anyway, I don't want to go back to the Shakari Richardson thing, but people were kind of like saying that, oh, it's not a big deal. She was just smoking weed, blah blah blah, blah blah blah. I said, but nah, man, it's deeper than that. It was
Right.
deeper than that because she's about to compete internationally.
Right. 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 Yeah. Yeah.
And in
Yeah.
other
No.
countries, they kind of look at weed as a stem. All kind of. I don't want to dig deep into that, but
Yeah. Yeah.
they look at it a lot different than people here. So and
Right. Right.
take it a lot more serious.
Yeah.
So
That's true. That's
I don't
true.
know, bro. I don't know. What's your best guess, man? I kind of think that uh, at some point, and strictly for political reasons, that old Biden he might give in.
Yeah, 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 I agree. And then going back really fast about what you were saying about Richardson and stuff. Yeah, man, that's true. Like cannabis, obviously, you could walk into to Sprouts, CVS, wherever, and buy some cannabis oil out here, CBD oil, and then of course, where we live, weed in California, weed is, it's like groceries, it's fine. But yeah, those other countries, yeah, they do frown on it. But it's just crazy because Russia, they got banned. They got banned from some stuff for steroids and all that. PEDs and all that stuff. So it's just wild that they're doing it. But yeah, back to what you asked, I do agree. I believe Biden will. I think he's going to cave in. Like I said, now I guess we can really find out. What the U.S. is thinking. They couldn't. I guess they couldn't really come out. Biden couldn't really come out and talk about it because she wasn't sentenced yet. Now she's sentenced, so now I guess we can move forward. And I mean, I don't want to see anyone doing time. especially for something so small. I understand it's not small to them, so I understand Russia's side of it. I understand the people saying, "Oh, well, she should have moved smarter and stuff." I understand all that, but at the end of the day, I hope we can get her home, and I hope it can be fast. It won't be no long stalemate of her just sitting there. She already been sitting there for 6 months. Here in the U.S., she wouldn't have sat there for 6 hours. So hopefully we could get her back and call it a lesson learned, and America, all of our, everyone can see this and know not to follow in these mistakes, because I mean you got a lot of regular people sitting over there rotting for stuff even smaller than this. um,
Yeah.
so I mean, hopefully this we can all see this as what it is, and we can learn from this and not make these same mistakes. Because not all of us are lucky to have that celebrity, for American to come to bat for us and get us out of the situation. So I do believe she'll get home, and I hope it's soon. Though.
Yeah, that's interesting. I don't know who said, I can't find it. Um, but the WNBA, they're being in the news quite a bit. Um, I had did a video about Liz Cambage when she joined the Sparks,
Uh huh.
but I didn't say anything about when she left. But there's a lot of issues, man, with the WNBA. We all know about the pay and all that other kind of
Right.
stuff,
Right.
and that's the reason why a lot of players go over. Well, that's why they all, if they have the opportunity, they go overseas and they can make much more money
Yeah.
than they do in the WNBA. But
Yeah.
I don't foresee that changing because that league is struggling.
Right. Right. Yeah. Yeah. And I'm glad you brought that up, because I did want to ask you, like how much how much of this is like their fault, the league's fault, for not being able to pay their female athletes to where they have to go over there. They're not doing it by choice. They really have to go over there to, they're celebrities here, right? But they're not getting paid anywhere near, some lower tier celebrities are making. Um, and they're kind of forced to go over there. And then the guys who do it in NBA is a little different. They do it to work out in the off season, or they do it because they're no longer good enough to play in the league. But Griner is one of the top. She's one of the top faces of the WNBA. So it's not like this is some scrub. And she's been doing it for years because she kind of has to, right? So how much you think is their fault? The league's fault for not being able to support our female athletes and pay the female athletes what they should be, should make.
Right. I don't. Everybody goes over there on their own volition. That's what I say. But um, I would say it's something that forget the WNBA because we know who Big Daddy is. And Big Daddy's the NBA. And so
Hmm.
the NBA, it might be something they might have to look at, man, because
Hmm.
if they're going to supplement the league, which is what they do,
Hmm.
they supplement the WNBA, then they need to supplement it, properly.
Yeah.
Like they don't get. I mean, the teams they fly commercial with regular people. Not that regular people are bad people, but
That's
they
horrible.
they fly commercial.
Right.
I mean, so you got professional athletes flying commercial, and they're. I don't know. I think the last thing I saw was like the biggest salaries in the WNBA are like $250,000.
Wow. That's horrible.
And if you look at like and that's how somebody like Liz Cambage, she can just walk away because she has so many other things going on off the court that
Right.
250K she was getting from the Sparks, that's
Right.
that's chump change. And then if
Right.
and then things are not, it's just I watched a couple videos this morning, concerning all this, and that league has a lot of issues, bro.
Yeah.
They have
Yeah.
a lot of issues. The disparity in pay.
Right.
Um, they say certain players who are not. Um, hmm, let's just say certain players that are heterosexual, that they get bullied and all those kind of things
Wow. Wow.
by you know what I'm saying.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
That.
that's a problem.
Yeah. It is. Yeah. See, I haven't dug that deep into The only thing I know, I take the kids to see some Sparks games every now and again. I know it's empty in there. But um yeah, man, that's bad. 250,000, that's the top players annual. I mean, you got guys in the NBA making that per game.
Right.
So that's wild. I didn't know it was, man, I knew it was low, but I didn't know it was that low. And it's ridiculous because the NBA obviously, they're big brother of the WNBA, right? They're controlling the WNBA. There's enough money, to put down there. And not saying, oh, they're gonna make, the money that, 37 million, 40, the money that these guys are making, LeBron and all those cats, right? But there's enough money down there where they could, um, those top stars can decent, make decent money. We're not saying, and we're not saying $250,000 is not decent money. That's not what we're saying. We're putting this, we're comparing it to, we're talking athletes, right? And
Right.
in that world, that's nothing because you got athletes making that per game. So you mean you can't bump that up a little bit? I mean, the NBA is making so much money; it's going up and up and up. And they're about to do these new TV deals.
Right.
There's enough money to put down there to take care of these women, right? And
Right.
I don't get it, man. I understand, on the court, they're what the women do is not what the men do. But they're still athletes, right? They're still supposed to be the best at it, from a female perspective and doing it, and best female basketball players in the world. So I mean, compensate them accordingly. There's enough money to put down there.
Right. Because I looked into the. I didn't realize that in the NBA when the teams go over the luxury cap, I was like wondering like, well, where does that money go? Does it just go to the league or whatever? But no, it gets redistributed to the other teams.
Hmm.
So I'm like,
Exactly.
okay, well, I mean, that's some money right there. I mean,
Exactly. Exactly.
you just take a small percentage. Maybe take five. I mean, five. That's a lot of money. Even 5% of that would be a lot of money. But
Hmm.
still, but still, the bottom line is there's no reason if you're gonna have this league, and if you're gonna pump up this league and like I said, supplement it, do it the right way, man.
Right.
Just do it the right way. I mean, these players are not going to ever make tens of millions of dollars because they don't generate that kind of income. But I don't see a problem with each team having at least one max player, at least one or two, maybe one or two max players that make $1 million.
Right. Right. There you go. Yeah. Yeah.
You know, something like that, and then maybe instead of the highest salary being 250, maybe 250 should be the average.
The average. Right. Right. The minimum.
Yeah, yeah,
Because
the
what
minimum or
the
whatever
the minimum in the league is what, like 900K, right?
in the NBA.
Yeah, something like that, right?
Oh,
I think like
oh, for like
950.
yeah, for the bottom barrel
Yeah.
guy
So
or whatever. Yeah, and it's a trip because even like Liz Cambage, she was getting. I don't even know how much she was getting, man. But if she's in LA, right? Let's just say if she was making a max of 250. I mean, after taxes,
oh yeah, you ain't making nothing.
yeah, that ain't nothing, bro. And then she's single and no, well, she's single. After she
Right.
pays all those taxes or whatever, man, that's not a lot of money when you living in LA.
Yeah. 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 It's, man,
And
it's sad. Oh, he said GTM says the WNBA has been taking money from the NBA just to support the league. So wow,
yeah,
just to keep
yeah,
keep the doors open.
yeah, yeah. This has been like that from day one. So I mean, I'm, that's why I just say if you're gonna do it right because that's, I don't know, the reason why they're doing it. I guess is just to, appeal to female,
Yeah,
I don't other
just to make
female
them look,
athletes or I don't even know why they're doing it. Hell,
just to make them look good, like they care about the women, they care about equality and stuff. That's why they're doing it. But
yeah,
that's BS, because you're not doing it the right way. Like you said, if you're gonna do it the correct way. Don't just do it to get the accolades. Oh, look at the NBA taking a stance of for female athletes and female equality. But are you really? You know?
yeah, and see what GTM says. So they got their efforts elsewhere to generate money. See, they got to get more people to watch it, and they got to get more people to come to the games. So some people are saying, "Oh, they got to change the game up. They got to lower the rim so the girls can dunk." Blah 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 blah. But I'm like, in this country, unless it's soccer, people are just they're just not heavy into women's sports, especially women basketball like that. They just it's just not
Yeah,
a big demand for it.
yeah. I don't. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't. I don't know how to fix that situation. Um, and yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to do. And like I've been to Sparks games, and I've been to some free ones. Some of the games are free, like pay nothing
Yeah,
um to
man.
go, and that's not because someone gave me tickets. That's just the price of admission. Um, so I don't know what they can do. I don't know. I mean, there has to be something they could get in, all sit down in a room, put those smart people who get paid, that money to figure this stuff out, figure it out. Maybe you put them before the NBA games, and maybe you merge the tickets. WNBA ticket and the NBA ticket, you merge it together so you get to see two games in one. You see the women before or after, and then watch the man. I don't know,
Yeah.
something.
I mean, that's what the late great Jerry Buss did when he first took over the Lakers. He kind of merged things, and then you could come. You buy a Lakers season ticket, and then you could come to the Forum and watch boxing. Or back in those days, they used to
Right?
have
Yeah, yeah.
tennis and all that kind. He just kind of merged everything. So
Hmm.
you know, uh, maybe they could be a little bit more proactive like this, but I, I don't know, man.
Then maybe another solution is not to have so many teams. Just put them in the markets that can support it. Like the LA market, the New York market, the Chicago market. Chicago, they won the championship, right? And they took Candace Parks from us.
Right,
Um,
right.
maybe you don't have as many teams because they're all over the place now, right? Pretty much everywhere the NBA is, they have a
Yeah,
team.
they're all over the place, and but their excuse is going to be, well, there's more opportunity, more teams, more opportunities, more players. But when the league is when the league is basically bankrupt and it has to be supported just to keep going. I mean, I don't know. I had maybe they just using this shit as a write off.
That's what
I
I'm
don't
saying. It's not what we think that it's there for. It's not. That's not the reason why, man. They're just like you said, a write off, and they're trying to, they're trying to get the women. They're trying to get the women viewers to watch the NBA. I don't think they're trying to. They're not pushing the WNBA to get them to watch the WNBA. They, at the end of the day, I think that's the ulterior motive is let's use the WNBA as a you know let's portray that we care about that, but we
right.
really want those viewers on our, watching Lakers and Clippers, not Sparks and I don't even know the teams. Sparks the only team I know.
Yeah, but what you said is maybe something they ought to consider. I mean, let's just say if they have 12 teams, maybe maybe a league with just 6 teams, right? Maybe a
Hmm.
league with just maybe 6 teams, and then if they downsize to 6 teams, those 6 teams would all be pretty good, right? So the
Yeah,
the quality of the games, the quality of the product, I would think would be better.
better, right. And then you could throw some others that they don't necessarily have to play. If you cut it down that short, they don't necessarily have to play other WNBA teams. They could play those teams, but they could play like UConn, the UConn women's basketball, all these top programs. You can figure some other stuff out and get them to, just make it more creative. Um, because it's not working. Obviously, it's not working now. You got your players having to go over there, and now she's facing 10 year, a 10-year sentence because she's over there having played basketball. Um, and that's your top one of your top stars, right? It's not just like I said. This ain't just some little scrub or whatever. Brittney is one of the top stars in that league. So um, they need to figure something out because what they got going on, it's not working right now.
Right, right. Well, it ought to be interesting, man, to see how this thing plays out. Um, and just hang in there, Brittany.
Yeah,
That's all
yeah,
I got. That's all I can say, man. It's you know, I, I don't. I mean, you hear reports about as far as how she's been treated and all that kind of stuff. I don't know, but you know,
what are
I
they
don't know.
saying? They saying they're doing her bad, treating her bad.
Nah. I mean, what you know? What? How can you really? You don't know really. You read certain
Yeah,
things,
yeah,
but you
yeah,
like you
yeah.
don't know how much to believe. You know how much of it's true because
Right.
she's a big thin person.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
mean, I have no way. I haven't really no way of knowing, man. But you know, the best thing for them to do is just try to get her home, and then they can work from there.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
But yeah, bro, I just wanted to jump on, do the live stream real quick, and we're gonna have to talk about LeBron's contract extension.
Oh yeah,
Maybe a little bit later or so, because I got an interesting take on that.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That all. Today's the first day, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah. But I appreciate you coming on, brother. Salute to everybody in the chat. Salute to everybody who came through in the stream today. I really appreciate it. And to be continued, guys. To be continued.
Right.
Anyway, it's your boy AC LA Sports Live. I will rap with y'all later.